1 out of every 5 people have dandruff. Yes, dandruff is quite a common skin condition, and in most cases we consider it normal. But it can become problematic when it causes embarrassment. The way many people try to treat it can actually make the condition quite worse. Hi, I am Dr. Radhika Kopikar, dermatologist and founder of Kopikar Dermatology Skin Hair Laser Clinic in Mumbai. So dandruff is a scalp condition which presents with scaling of the cells. So what you see in dandruff is excessive accumulation and sloughing or falling of these skin cells from the scalp surface. The normal renewal period of the scalp is about 28 days, but in dandruff we see that it becomes shortened, so a lot of skin cells get accumulated on the top layer which then fall in bunches and appear as dandruff. Malassezia fungus is the leading cause of dandruff. But before discussing that in detail, I will share with you certain external factors that also can exacerbate the problem of dandruff. Factors like excessive exposure to sunlight, frequent combing, over shampooing, use of certain cosmetic products like setting sprays or hair gels may also increase your dandruff. Factors like dust and dirt can also do this, and a vitamin B deficiency can also cause dandruff. Malassezia fungus in the sebum-rich areas of the body breaks down this sebum into free fatty acids. But when there is more of Malassezia, increased amount of free fatty acids are produced. Free fatty acids like oleic acid and arachidonic acid then start irritating the scalp surface, and this starts an inflammatory cascade leading to flaking of the scalp surface, leading to dandruff. There is one more mechanism by which Malassezia causes dandruff. So it alters the normal shedding of the dead skin cells. Normally there is an enzyme on the scalp which breaks down the connections between the dead skin cells. But in presence of Malassezia, this enzyme doesn't work properly. Malassezia alters the function of this enzyme such that it doesn't break down the skin cell connections. So these cells cannot slough off individually. When they do slough individually, we don't notice them, but now they do not break down. The corneocytes or the dead skin cells stay attached on the skin surface and they slough off in clusters. That means it leads to flaking and visible big scales and flakes which appears as dandruff. So now that you know that Malassezia fungus is the leading cause of dandruff, there is another organism called P. acnes, which is a bacteria, and this is also linked to dandruff. On your scalp surface, there are multiple organisms which are commensal to that scalp surface. That means that they are a normal part of the scalp surface or the skin there. They live in harmony with each other and they create a biotic community. So a lot of these organisms which are staying on the skin and are natural and normal to the skin surface are called commensal bacteria or commensal organisms. There are multiple other studies suggesting that dandruff can also happen due to an imbalance in the population of fungus and bacteria on the scalp. So normally there is an equilibrium where fungus and bacterial organisms, they control each other's growth and they do not allow each other to increase their population. So when this balance is broken, dandruff can happen. Dandruff is more common in males because of higher sebaceous gland activity, and dandruff is also more common in winters and less in summers. Now we have come to the part where we can start discussing the treatment options for your dandruff. Before diving into it, I would like to clear one myth regarding the dandruff treatment, where people think that it can be completely cured or permanently removed. So no, that is not possible. There is no permanent cure for dandruff. It is like a skin type or the scalp type that you have, and you will always need to keep it under check or under control by using a particular shampoo for a long period of time. So do not fall for these cures or permanent solutions for dandruff. You always need to understand that dandruff can be controlled and can be treated but cannot be completely 100% cured. We don't use that term in dandruff treatment. the treatment for dandruff, we generally grade the type of dandruff. Dandruff can be graded into mild, moderate or severe depending upon the severity of the scaling, the severity of itching, presence of redness or inflammation, also presence of acne or seborrhea. Help us in differentiating between the different grades of dandruff. If we are dealing with a mild dandruff case, then the line of treatment will contain an antifungal shampoo. Since we know that Malassezia fungus is the cause of your dandruff, antifungal shampoos are the mainstay of the treatment. Shampoos containing ingredients like ketoconazole, clombazole, cyclopyroxalulamine, zinc parathione are some of the ingredients which your shampoo must contain, and this shampoo needs to be done regularly, at least 2 to 3 times in a week. So you can apply this shampoo for 5 to 10 minutes on the scalp surface, rub it there, let it stay for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can do this even before entering your shower area and let it be there, wash it off, follow this with your regular shampoo. You may also need to use a conditioner after using an anti-dandruff shampoo since it can dry your hair. This is one thing, along with supplementation of vitamin B complex or vitamin A if there is a deficiency can also be done in cases of mild dandruff. For a moderate grade of dandruff, we may need to add antifungal oral medicines along with narrowband UVB. In some cases, we also add salicylic acid containing topical creams or agents which helps in sloughing off the dead skin cells. So this can be done after we assess you and understand which grade of dandruff you are suffering with. In clinic, we also do salicylic acid scalp peels. These are done after doing an oxyburation treatment of the scalp surface, which is pure oxygen jet spray, which removes the top dead layers, followed by application of a salicylic acid scalp peel, and this is then followed with a laser helmet or a low-level laser therapy. So this is a good treatment for patients suffering with moderate to severe dandruff. In patients with severe dandruff or those who have additional psoriasis or seborrheic dermatitis, along with the oral medications and narrowband UVB, we may also need to add some steroids for a faster relief. Finally, we've come to the section where I will be sharing certain tips for prevention of dandruff. I'm sure you will find this interesting. So the number one tip is that keep your hair care products or cosmetic products to the minimum. Avoid excessive oiling of your hair because this will increase your dandruff. Avoid using soaps for hair wash because that may lead to scum. Do not scratch your hair too much because this may lead to abrasions and will increase the risk of infections there. Prolonged use of caps and wigs can also increase your problem because your scalp also requires air and ventilation. Finally, balanced diet will improve your immunity and help you in preventing problems like dandruff. If you like this video, do like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. If you have any queries, you can mention in the comment section below and we will be happy to help you. Take care and see you soon.